Ugh. 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 What a day. I mean, what a day. I'm I'm applying for medi-cal. This has been a long time coming, and I have to go to and I've been going to the clinic for my supplies. But I always said there's something else wrong. There's something more, and it's weird. Is I'm getting an incredible deja vu moment right at this second, and it feels like I've also said I'm getting an incredible deja vu moment right at this second, which could repeat and repeat and repeat. But anyway, so I go to this place that's upper midtown, and I'm like, okay, that's about 2 or 3 miles from my house, but the way my town is, I had to wheedle around this area and that area and get to where this place was, because it's starting to be congested like the major cities in western in the west coast of America. Well, I get there, find a place, and that's fine. I go through this test with these young girls who just do not know how to draw blood. Sit there, and it's like they're in junior high school, but they're really first year college or something. And they're like, okay, go ahead. You know, they were doing a breath test, and they go, now blow on the thing. And I'm like, oh, jeez, you're kidding me, right? And then they're reading this thing, oh, severely obstructed. I'm like, oh, okay. Should just quit there and freaking, but it turns out I did it wrong. Yeah, I did it wrong. Well, that's not the worst part. I weigh over 300 pounds, okay? I weigh 340. And I'm a big fat ass. So, I'm in the office. She's getting the blood done, and the place closes 4-5, and I want to get the x-ray done because I'm complaining about my back. So they're going to x-ray the chest and the back. And these girls are diddling around and stuff. And finally, they get done. And right after the air test, I'm lightheaded as a dog, right? And then I gotta race over to get to the place to go to to get the exam. Well, this place is over in this heavy traffic and over a freeway, and my bike's freaking getting overheated, and it's just on its last legs, really. I'm completely feeling disenfranchised. So I managed to get there, and I find the place because it's in a part of my town I'm not familiar with, since there's several areas in my town that are kind of exclusive, and I generally don't come out of the south area. So I get there, and I find a place, go in, go to sign up, fill everything out, got 15 minutes to spare, and they go, oh, you weigh 340, I'm sorry, our table isn't set for you. We'll have to send you to just a bungalow across the street. And I was just at this bungalow across the street, mind you, asking for directions. And they'll be able to have the table to take care of you. And I'm like, okay. So I go over, and I talk to them, and they go, oh no, I'm sorry, but they must have given you the wrong directions. But I'm sorry to say that even though we do have a table that that does have the capacity to take the x-ray, we are not under contract with them, and she must have understood. So therefore, we can't do your contract. And meanwhile to say that the original place has given me a 4-day grace period to do this. And I have went out of my way to do this. And, and when I'm coming back, I stopped at a place to see about a job, and then the bike wouldn't start. Luckily, it was just overheated, and I'm going to have to charge it up tonight, but like I said, it's falling apart. But I thought I was stranded about 5 miles from my house. I'm like, fine, great, just fine. But luckily, I got there. It started again, so I took off and came home. And, oh, I finally made it home. But I don't understand why we have all this. Everywhere you go, they're asking you to fill out a form. No one knows what the heck anyone else is doing. And none of this is integrated technologically speaking. We live in a digital age. Why is this so humanly dysfunctional? That's what gets me. Despite the contracts and the private practice problems, there's no technological communication. It doesn't make any sense. Now I'm going to have to get in contact with the original place and tell them this whole story to these little girls. I know I'm being ageist, but if they didn't know how to draw blood and and the doctors disconnected with them, then I am not sure of their friggin' McJob qualifications for this. You know? So here I am going from A to B to C and getting friggin' effed. You know? And there wasn't a darn thing I could say about it because it was the machinations of a stupid system. But then again, okay, so I gripe about this because it's my personal inconvenience and the legitimate one. But I remember saying some other things in the past about medical. At least understand redistribution of wealth. Well, yeah, I do understand it, and it's fine. If medicine can be made to be billed and to make sense. But why did I have to go through that whole inefficiency of that runaround? Just to try to get Medicare or medi-cal. No, that just wasted friggin' my time and effort and wasted friggin' money that could be spent more efficiently. And I'm paying for that? Or my tax dollars that I did work for were paying for that? No, no, no. They could have a more efficient system so I could have more convenience and care, or they could get their act together and have somebody who friggin' finds out that friggin' that if they don't have the capacity for the place to send me, then I shouldn't have had to make the trip. And I'm going to straighten them out on this too. I'm not going to have it. But, you just calmly go about and talk to these people and, but it's going to have to be done. And it's going to have to be kept done. This is where you just got to be dogmatic and just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk until they get so sick of you wasting your time that they friggin' straighten it out. That's the way you have to do it. And that's your wasting your time. But that's bureaucracy for you. Yeah.